Major spoilers for The Walking Dead, so you've been warned. So Andrew Lincoln finally made his graceful exit from The Walking Dead in one of its most emotional, heart-wrenching episodes. And I still don't know how to feel, but I'm going to talk about it. So let's get into it. So I haven't made a Walking Dead video in a while. I used to do Walking Dead reviews every week. And it's not because I fell off The Walking Dead that I stopped or that I didn't like it anymore. It was literally just because I wanted to get into reaction videos and it took a while for me to sort that out. So hopefully, I'm hoping to be able to react to The Walking Dead when it comes back from its mid-season break. But I felt like because I love Walking Dead so much and I love the character of Rick Grimes so much, I had to at least do a review of this one momentous episode. I'm not going to go into everything that happened in the episode, just the stuff that I liked, and just because I want to talk about Rick Grimes' last episode. Personally, I think this episode was handled really well. Based on the cliffhanger of the last episode when Rick fell off the horse and got himself impaled, while two herds of walkers walked towards him, I didn't want him to die like that. I didn't want him to end up escaping the walkers, going back to Alexandria or one of the settlements, being hospitalized, and then the doctor not being able to save him, and that's how he dies. I wanted him to go out in a blaze of glory. So on that one point, they executed this perfectly because he did go out in a blaze of glory, a literal blaze of glory. So one of the things that I did like about this episode are the flashbacks. The only thing that annoyed me about them was that I was painfully aware of the green screen. I thought they would at least have the budget or to do it better or on an actual set or something. I don't know, but it just took me out of the scenes a little bit. But because of what was actually happening during those scenes, it wasn't that much of a problem. So in the flashback scenes, we see Shane, which was great because it was a very, very good way to finish off Rick Grimes' character. Having that closure with Shane. Shane didn't seem to be upset that he was killed. He knew it was what he had to do. He was just trying to make a point to Rick that that's what Rick needed to be to protect his family, which in effect it did help him out a lot. So Shane was right to take credit for the person that Rick had become, and I was happy to see the interaction between those two. The second flashback was Herschel. So Rick was back on the farm with Herschel, and that was a really, really emotional scene because it just hit home that the actor Scott Wilson did die. The fact that Herschel was saying to Rick that he had basically done what he had to do. His family is strong. They can take care of themselves. He doesn't need to be the one to lead them anymore. It brought me back a little bit because Herschel's always said that to Rick. In season 4, he got him to create the council and become a farmer so he could take care of his son. He's always saying that he doesn't need to be the one making all the decisions and doesn't always need to rest on his shoulders alone. And he's been a great father figure to Rick. So this interaction between them just confirmed that Rick could, I feel like Rick came to the conclusion that he could let go, or that he was coming to that conclusion that he could let go. And if he did die, it wouldn't be that big of a problem because I think he was just worried about everything falling apart. But Herschel confirmed to him that the people that he's with are strong, and they're strong because of him. The third flashback was of Sasha. I enjoyed seeing Sasha again. I enjoyed the whole set of the body. I enjoyed the set, the location where it was just bodies upon bodies. All the characters that we knew, people that we didn't. It was just a sea of bodies that Rick was standing on. I thought that was great. Great metaphor for Rick and his character. The dead give the living strength to keep living, to keep moving on. And if Rick died, it wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing because they would then draw strength from his death. And that was really powerful as well because that's what really made me think, oh my gosh, he's actually gonna die. During the whole episode, he's on his horse, falling asleep, and I still didn't want him to die. I didn't want a walker to eat him. I didn't want him to go through all of this and then die by a walker. I really didn't. Anyway, Rick manages to get across the bridge. He's trying to use the bridge to stop the walkers, so when they walk over it and the weight of them just makes the bridge collapse, it will stop them from getting to Hilltop. That doesn't work, and I don't know who left a box of dynamite just lying around in the zombie apocalypse, but there was a box of dynamite that dropped, and Rick obviously saw that that was the only way to stop them because the bridge had been built too strong. He had a mini hallucination of Michonne coming to his rescue and saying that he's a fighter and that's the reason that she fell in love with him, which is really good because it gave him the strength to keep going. The group actually did catch up to Rick. Time to see him shoot the box of dynamite and blow the bridge up, presumably himself. And I love to see the reactions of all the characters that knew and loved him. Michonne's reaction was heartbreaking. Carol was crying. Daryl, just seeing Daryl start crying silently and walk away. Like, if Daryl didn't come back to the show because of that, I would completely understand, just because of his character and the person he is. He did not end up dying though, so Rick is alive, found by Anne Jadis, washed up on the side of the river. I don't know how he survived that explosion, but I'm glad he did, because I got the blaze of glory ending that I wanted for him, and the fact that he was saved and may come back or be featured in the 3 films that they're planning. So it leaves the door open a bit. So we got our cake and we got to eat it too. Now, I know this is not going to please everyone, but you do have to remember that these writers are not trying to please everyone. They're trying to tell the best story that they could, and that's not always going to look the same to some people. What I enjoyed, somebody else might not enjoy it, and they can't try and please everyone. But I feel like they did a great job of balancing how Rick was going to exit the show. On one hand, he left and the doors open for him to come back. On the other hand, the whole group thinks he died in a blaze of glory, doing what Rick does, saving people, protecting people, and creating a great legacy for his daughter, who we get to see after a flash forward. So there is going to be another time skip in the next episode, and we see little Judith, who's about 9 or 10 now, the same age Carl was when you started the show, and she's got Rick's gun, Carl's hat, Michonne's sword, and she just looks like a little badass, and she's saving a group of people. So I'm excited to see that. I feel like they had to show this flash forward at the end of the episode so people knew exactly what Walking Dead was going to be like. They also did like a preview of the next 3 episodes, so we knew what to expect. And I feel like they only did that because obviously a lot of people said that they were going to leave after Rick died or Rick left the show. So this is what they're showing to make those people stay, or to make the majority of the fandom stay. I'm going to stay because I love Walking Dead. I don't have all the problems that people have with them. I have only some of them. This episode itself was very good. I love the flashbacks. I love the interactions with the other characters. The Maggie and Negan stuff was amazing. It was really, really hard to watch Negan broken down, if he is actually not acting, which I don't think he is, because to me, the person that Negan is outside in the world where he had the saviors and that's him at his best. So for him to be in a cage, not able to influence anything, not able to affect anything, just there with his own thoughts, just humbled and caged like an animal, it had the reverse effect of anything. Like, it was on the other side of the spectrum. He could not handle it. He can't handle being that person. He can't handle feeling weak because he values strength and everything like that. He couldn't even kill himself. But I'm glad Michonne gave Maggie the keys, because it was like, at that point, are you really going to hurt Maggie to save Negan's life? Like, if she kills him and they have to punish her later, or they have to distance themselves from Hilltop, fair dues, but you're really going to fight your friend over this piece of shit? No, you're not. So I'm glad Michonne gave her the keys. I'm glad Maggie came to her senses. And overall, this was a really, really good episode. Thank you, Andrew Lincoln, for your 9 years of dedication, consistency, and being an overall badass and showing us what it means to never give up. You're going to be missed, you're loved, and I hope the movies that they do plan come to fruition and we get to see the character again. So Walking Dead, Rick's last episode. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as usual guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Taylor about the fucking flex.